starring Lee Marvin.
We haven't seen such driving, jockeying for position here in Chicago in several seasons. Well, the field is starting to string out. The early leaders are beginning to emerge from the pack. Here comes Cotton Henderson in 95. He's 2 car lengths ahead of Junior Jackson in 37. Into the first turn, Henderson takes that groove high. He's close to the fence, but he rides it around into turn 2. And now he accelerates, coming off of that turn into the back straightaway. Thanks, Duke. Just a moment. I have the time on that last lap for Jerry Morrison. 1 minute 3:02:1. That's an average of slightly over 117 miles an hour. Well, no wonder he's the English champion. That boy is really running today. Uh-oh. There's trouble in the pits. Frankie Randolph in car 15 has just pulled in with clouds of smoke coming from his exhaust.
Calhoun.
Hi, Mrs. Morrison.
What happened to your car?
My clutch went out of me.
What rotten
Jerry
luck.
Morrison again. He's out to left Charlie Greco. Man, can that Morrison drive.
Well, Mrs. Morrison, looks like a real shoe-in for your husband, huh?
Comes down on the inside with his foot on it all the way. He's moving up slowly. Both cars are wide open. I can't tell yet if Henderson sees him. Junior's still coming up as they approach the first turn. It looks like he's going to make it. And he does. Here comes that English leadfoot, Jerry Morrison again. He's heading for that first turn, but he's going in too hot.
He's lost control. On the first turn, he's going to the fence. And oh, he's caught fire. It's a sheet of flame. He's trapped in that burning car. They're trying to get to him.
Jerry Morrison, British racing driver, had been killed in a racetrack smash-up. It looked like just another accident until 48 hours after the race. Captain Gray called me off another case and asked me to report to his office at once. My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant, M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police.
Charlie Milhouse, Lieutenant Ballinger.
Mr. Milhouse, how are you?
How do you do, sir? Mr. Milhouse was Jerry Morrison's mechanic, Frank. How many years you told me you worked for him?
23 years, sir. And I helped prepare every car he ever raced.
Brought in this tie rod. He thought it might have been tampered with.
Cut halfway through with an axle, that's what I think.
What makes you think that, Mr. Milhouse?
Well, sir, the tie rod broke for no reason. He lost control of the car and crashed into the crash wall.
Well, don't tie rods ever break?
And the way this one broke, sir. I've been working the races for more than 30 years, and I've never seen anything like that.
Well, couldn't it have snapped after it hit the wall?
It snapped before it hit the wall, sir.
Well, anyway, Frank, he asked us to check it out. Just got the lab report. Said the metal was mangled by the impact, but it could have been tampered with.
Oh, it was tampered with, all right, sir. Somebody worked on that tie rod with an axe, I tell you.
Do you suspect anybody in particular?
Yes, sir.
Who?
The man what prepared the car with me. Moxie Doyle's his name. Now, that night before the race, we worked on the car all night.
Moxie Doyle. Well, why do you suspect him?
Well, because beside me, he's the only person who was anywhere near the car that night.
Well, if you worked on the car that night, weren't you watching him?
Yes, sir. Except for 1 hour when I was sleeping on the workbench.
Well, you must have a reason for suspecting Moxie Doyle. I mean, a motive.
I don't need no motive, sir. Moxie Doyle's the only one could have done it, and he done it while I was sleeping on the workbench.
Mr. Morrison have any enemies that you know of?
Well, Mr. Morrison was a very rich man, sir, and he made it all himself. Now, nobody makes 300,000 pounds sterling without making some enemies.
Well, in that case, wouldn't most of his enemies be in England?
How long have you and Mr. Morrison been in this country?
Well, I come by boat 2 weeks ago and brought 3 of our sports cars. And Mr. and Mrs. Morrison, they've been here, about 6 weeks, sir.
Oh, then there is a Mrs. Morrison.
There certainly is, sir.
Well, did she go along with you about the idea that the car was tampered with?
Well, sir, I don't speak to Mrs. Morrison.
Oh, why?
Because I don't happen to like the lady, if you can call her a lady.
How long's this been going on?
Ever since the day they was married, sir.
Well, come now, Mr. Milhouse. You don't work with a man for 23 years and never talk to his wife.
They've only been married 8 months, sir.
Well, I don't quite see what we can do. The lab report were affirmative. That'll be something else, but just vague suspicions.
Well, anyway, Frank, we got to check it out. Homicide said they didn't have anything to go on, so Mr. Milhouse went to the British consul. Just got this wire from the State Department of Washington.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Milhouse, we'll get on it right away. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, sir. Oh, do you know where we can find this man that worked on Mr. Morrison's car with you?
Moxie Doyle?
Yeah.
Well, sir, he hangs out a lot of the track. Sometimes he drives in the races. Then at night, you'll usually find him in the Yacht Rod. That's a little pub down on South Indiana.
So what about Mrs. Morrison?
Oh, she's staying at the Hotel Huntington, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Milhouse.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Moxie Doyle.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you try Mrs. Morrison first?
Love me?
You know I do, baby. Heard any more from that council guy?
He won't be back. After I gave him a piece of my mind. I really told him what for. See here, I said, you've got no right coming round annoying poor, sorrowing widows with a lot of silly questions.
You're a tough little chick, aren't you, huh? A real hard-hearted Hannah.
I'm a what? Who is it?
Please, Mr. Morrison.
Just a moment.
Mrs. Morrison, I'm Lieutenant Ballard of the police department. I hate to bother you at a time like this, but I would like to ask you a few questions. May I come in?
Oh, yes. Won't you sit down, Lieutenant?
Well, thank you.
What did you want to talk to me about?
Well, I've been asked to investigate your husband's death.
I don't think I quite understand. The other day at the coroner's inquest...
Yes, I know his death was listed as accidental.
Well?
We have reason to believe it might not have been an accident. It seems that his car may have been tampered with, which would make it murder.
But why? Who'd want to murder Jerry?
Well, that's what I hope to find out. Do you know of anybody that hated your husband enough to want him killed?
Oh, no, everybody loved Jerry.
Is there anybody that you know of that would stand to gain financially by his death?
No one, sir. Oh, no.
You're positive?
Lieutenant, listen to me. Jerry was 48 years old. He'd been racing automobiles for over 20 years. Like I told him just a few weeks ago, he'd been living on borrowed time much too long. Just this last race, I begged him not to enter. Everything was against him. He wasn't well, but he just laughed at me. Racing was his whole life. So it was no surprise when...
Would you care for a cigarette?
I don't smoke. Thank you. I don't care for one just now.
Mrs. Morrison, have you made any arrangements for your husband's funeral?
Jerry's body was flown to England day before yesterday.
What about you?
Well, I should have gone with Jerry, but what with the shock and everything, I just wasn't feeling up to it. I'll go back later.
Yes, of course. Well, I guess that's about it. I hope that I haven't disturbed you. Well, Mrs. Morrison, do you happen to know a man by the name of Moxie Doyle?
Moxie Doyle?
He's a driver mechanic. Do you know him?
No.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrison.
Moxie Doyle, that loudmouth, that bum.
Joe, what do you mean?
Don't you get it? Didn't you hear what the cop said? He said Moxie Doyle.
But Joe, you don't know anything.
I know Moxie Doyle. I gave him a couple of bills to take a walk while Milhouse slept so I could work on that tie rod.
But he won't talk. You prayed him.
No. He's been boozing it up all week, spending the money. And when he's drinking, he can't keep his lips zipped.
Joe, what are you going to do?
Never mind.
Joe, Moxie won't talk.
Somebody talked. How come that cop came snooping around you, huh? Well, I got some medicine for guys who can't keep their yaps shut.
Joe, you better not try and see me for a few days, or even phone. If the cops find out...
Find out about what?
If they find out about you and I, we're in bad trouble. I'm scared, Joe.
You're scared. Why should you be scared? I'm the guy who cut that tire on. And I'm the guy who's going to take care of Moxie Doyle.
All right. So you're a big, brave boy. And I'm a scared girl. Now, don't try and see me for a few days.
This the brush off?
You know I wouldn't walk out on you, Joe.
You better not try it, baby. Hmm? Because if you do, I'm going to break that pretty little neck of yours. See you in a few days, kid, huh?
Mrs. Morrison's performance as the bereaved widow had somehow not rung quite true. And her confusion and quick cover-up about the cigarettes in the ashtray had seemed uncalled for if she had nothing to hide. But before I did any more checking on her, I decided I better talk to the man who Morrison's mechanic had named as a possible suspect, James Moxie Doyle. I got out to Lakeside Speedway a little late. The 200-lap feature had already started, and Moxie was driving car 42.
Jackson in number 12 taking the lead on the south turn. And running second, only a car length behind, is Joe Calhoun in number 17. Battling for third place are Bill Hanks and Moxie Doyle. And there goes Moxie now, cutting outside. He's sliding. He's going to crash.
That was that. Fate, or whatever you want to call it, had thrown a block at us. Moxie Doyle was dead on arrival.
That's the first trophy dash he's won all year. Such a punk, he can't even make a living at it. He's got to hold an outside job. Real Squaresville.
What's he doing?
I don't know. Shipping clerk, I think.
Yeah.
Some outfit down on South Calumet. Why Moxie ever got mixed up with a bum like that, I'll never know.
You mean him and Moxie was buddy-buddy?
Some big deal, I don't know. Like he slipped Moxie 200 clams. I mean, Moxie almost took off and got married. Maybe if we'd gone on down to Hammond like we was talking about. Well, like I told him, that marriage jazz, that ain't for me. You know, squalling kids and diapers and dirty dishes in the sink. You know what I mean?
Well, I ain't never been married, but I know I think I could put up with the dishes and the diapers. You know, actually, I like kids. But, man, one day when you're hooked in that inside groove, the next thing in a crash wall, well, I ain't no life or, a husband, You know what I mean?
Look, Jackie, why give me a hard time? Wasn't my fault Moxie got it.
Will you blast off?
I didn't run him into the wall. I was way over on the back stretch when he spun out.
Look, you were buying him drinks all day. You even gave him a bottle of beer right before the race. Now, I saw you do that. What kind of a pal are you, anyway? You know he couldn't drive for sour apples when he'd been drinking.
He was all right until he spun out.
Spins out? How do you like that? He's doing great. Just great. Until he breaks his silly neck. Roll off, will you? Let me alone.
Women.
Photo engraving potassium cyanide. The lab confirmed the possibility. Potassium cyanide is used by photo engraving companies. I called the Calumet plant. They told me that Joe Calhoun worked there and that he lived in a rooming house on South Clinton. I hurried down there. Calhoun's landlady stated that he received phone calls every day from a woman with a British accent. I told her that I was after Calhoun on a burglary charge. she lent me a key to his room. In Joe Calhoun's room, I found two things that interested me. A picture of Mrs. Morrison and a hacksaw with steel chips still on the blade. I decided the best thing to do was to turn the saw blade and steel filings over to our lab, where they could be thoroughly analyzed on a spectroscope. If we could prove the filings came from that broken tie rod on Jerry Morrison's car, we'd have a head start on charging Joe Calhoun with murder.
Well, the lab says our theory's okay, that every batch of steel is slightly different from any other batch.
Have they proved anything?
Well, not yet. But in order to prove those filings on the hacksaw came off that tie rod, they have to have a quantitative analysis carried out to the 5th decimal point in order to hold up in court.
Well, that's all we're interested in.
That's what I told them, so they sent it over to the University of Chicago.
Well, how long will that take?
2 or 3 nights.
Well, Ramsey's been trailing Mrs. Morrison. Says she booked a seat on a jet for England for Thursday morning.
She's a dreamer.
We'd had a stakeout on Mrs. Morrison for 3 days. But during that time, she'd done nothing out of line. She hadn't even tried to phone Joe Calhoun. Then, as I was going home Wednesday evening, I got a flash call from headquarters. Mrs. Morrison had put a call through the Hotel Huntington switchboard, a call to Joe Calhoun's rooming house. Shortly afterwards, she got into a cab. Our man at the Huntington heard her tell the driver, Lakeside Speedway.
Joe, I had to talk to you.
Look, I've got a race in the third heat. I've only got a minute, so make it snappy. Now, what's on your mind?
I'm going back to England, Joe.
When?
Tomorrow morning.
Why?
I'm scared. People are following me. Police, I think, everywhere I go.
So?
I tell you, I'm scared.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me tell you something. No dame is going to walk out on me. Not after what I did. When you go to England to pick up that bundle, I go with you.
Joe, you're hurting me.
And we're not leaving tomorrow, baby, or next week, or next month. We're going to sit right here until the heat blows off. And then we'll go to England. And we'll go together.
Joe, you're hurting me.
Now get this. I'm going out and drive that third heat. And you're going back to your hotel room, and you're going to sit tight until you hear from me. You got that?
Yes, Joe.
The entries for the third heat. In car 17, Jack Enright. In car number 30, Hap Hogan, the Arlington Fireball. And in car 31...
You're not going back to England, Mrs. Morrison. You're coming with me. And you're going to stay in this country for a long time.
I ain't done nothing.
You didn't con Calhoun and cutting the tie rods in your husband's car?
No, it was his idea.
And you didn't con Calhoun and knocking off Moxie Doyle? Huh?
No, I told him not.
All right, get him up. Move on back there. Come on, move! What are you trying to do, Peggy?
Please,
Talk me into the hot seat?
please, Joe. I ain't told him nothing.
You little liar. You told her plenty. I heard it all.
She didn't have to tell me anything. We got enough to put you in the hot seat without what she said. Now put that gun away.
Shut up, copper. Get out of here.
The lab report on the tie rod might have been all the evidence we needed, but we didn't have to use it because Peggy Morrison talked to a Chicago jury, and how she talked. She talked herself right into a long stretch of state bill. And then she talked Joe Calhoun right into prison for the rest of his natural life.
Squad. Starring Lee Marvin.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Ballinger, Detective Frank Ballinger from the M Squad. You know, the most popular show on television. I'm here to give you kiddos a little advice. What you need to do is to like and subscribe, and take the big jump and hit that notification bell so you'll get notified when new content is released. Don't be a spaz. Like and subscribe. Captain Gray will be awfully happy if you do, if you know what I mean.